Okay, we are back once again for a live Titans post game, first of the season.
We're back.
Unfortunately, yes, unfortunately, the tone and the mood is going to be somehow worse than it was last fall to start the season. But we're not going anywhere. We're here. We're gonna go through this together. We're gonna talk it out together. And yeah, Sammy, you know the drill. Let's start it up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. It's gonna be sick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. I'm sure we'll have more people filtering in as the show goes on, but Jarrett, I am going to completely give you the floor before I say anything, repeat anything. The floor is yours, my man. Let us have it.
Listen, going into this game, we knew it was going to be a bloodbath, a dogfight. Denver's defense is really good. We know our defense, could possibly be in this game and hold us tight into it. But going into it, my mindset was like, all right, if we lose this game, just show me promise, show me something, and the defense did early on. And then the incompetency of Brian Callahan, calling plays we're goal to goal when you're just running the ball. I get that you have a game plan that you want to run the ball. Maybe you saw something in the first and second quarter where, they were giving you the run, but my God, how many times on first down are you going to run the ball? How many times? 3 times.
Every time.
It's run
every time.
It's the still same thing. If you're going to do that, why just give up on Derrick Henry then? One of the greatest running backs of all time. If you're going to run the ball, we should have just kept him. Yeah, Tony Pollard, you can give him his flowers, but still, it's you have this young quarterback like they do in Bo Nix. They let him sling it. Why didn't they just let him sling it? I don't understand. And then down at the end of the game, there was key drops all day by Ridley. Chig on that last drive to go to the game, right, to end the game. Key drops all day. Cam Ward's putting the ball in the spots that need to be, so that is really promising for us. Cam Ward does look it. Cam Ward is not the issue. It's the people in his head, wearing the headsets, and everybody around surrounding him. Obviously, we have to get better catching the ball, and hopefully we do that. First game jitters are out of the way, but all in all, is atrocious. 131 penalty yards, undisciplined, zero discipline on all phases. Especially with Jeffrey Simmons, you're wearing that C on your chest, and then you do that, on a third down to give us, was that fourth down? Was that fourth down or third down where you pushed them?
That was
I don't even remember. Everything's such a blur right now. But either way, we were getting that ball. We were getting the ball back.
We were getting the ball back, of course. Yeah.
So 131 penalty yards to 133 or 135 total yards. Absolutely disgusting. Just rolling down some of these things on team stats. 7 first downs compared to Denver's 20. Our defense literally was out there to show
world class.
Denard Wilson was world-class performance up there.
Yep.
4 turnovers. It's 4-1 on the turnover battle. And you come away with 12 points, nothing in the end zone. It was gutless play calling, in my opinion.
Special teams, excellent.
Special teams was huge. Fossil had them playing. It was special teams and defense that held us in this ball game. Made plays. Chim DK, he looks like a very promising young kick returner as well. Made a lot of plays there, but it's just the offense, man. And the money that we spent on Dan Moore, I get it. Denver's defense is great. I get it. They led the league in sacks last year with 63. I get all that stuff. But you just got shit on Dan Moore. I mean, hopefully, they fix things going, to the rest of the year. I get it. It's week 1. I know that. But there was nothing on offense that said, no. You know what? That looked good. That drive was awesome, man. We got something going there. There was zero with that. They found something in the run game, and then that was it. They didn't give Cam Ward any time to throw, really, to get into a little groove. So, I mean, that's what I was really pissed off about on, and everyone has Brian Callahan's head right now on Twitter, whether it's the reporters, every single one of us on the stream, watching us, commenting, everybody, it's the same shit, different day with Brian Callahan right now. And what about when Idle Manor caught the ball, right? and his elbow was in bounds.
Yeah.
You don't think
Definitely worth the challenge. Absolutely.
So what? Sean Payton was throwing the red flag all day.
Yeah.
Throw the flag. What do you got to lose? You're gonna lose a challenge. So what at that point? But I mean, we're gonna keep talking about it. But I'm turning the page obviously to next week. But it really is. It stings that going into this game that I thought that there was a chance that we could have won this game, and then going in at halftime, I'm like, shit, man, we're gonna win this game. We're playing really good, and then it all went downhill.
Yeah. First of all, we got over almost 600 people listening on Twitter. So let me start out by saying every single person listening, you guys, we appreciate you having any interest in our takes here. If you're not following us on YouTube at the Sick Podcast Talking Titans, please do that. I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with, I know the NFL standard, number one. I know number two, it's never going to happen. So don't think I'm saying this like I'm trying to manifest it to happen. But the reason I'm bringing both of those things up, because I don't know if there has ever been a performance that would be more fitting to have the first NFL coach let go after a week one performance in history. Now, again, it's not going to happen. I know that. I'm just saying I'd love to find a worse. Jarrett, this guy literally did almost everything he possibly could to make this team lose. Number one, he didn't have anyone prepared on the offensive side of the ball when it came to his protection. I know that's his dad's job, but it's still his territory too. Nobody was prepared. Undisciplined, still getting the bullshit delay of games, jumping on same shit always, right? When the run's working, you don't use your number one overall pick to throw the defense offhand and try to get something down the field. Maybe how many down the field throws? How much play action did we do?
I thought they were going to try to get to that. That's why they're running.
All our play action was a draw handoff. There was really hardly any rollouts, any kind of misdirection in any single kind of way. It was the most vanilla bullshit, Todd Downing, Shane Bowen bullshit offense like we see every single year. I tweeted it. You guys wanted Mike Vrabel to stay? Well, I don't see a difference here. Obviously, he was better at motivating guys. He was more respected in the locker room. I get all that. But this guy's allowing the same bullshit. The only difference is he's the one doing it instead of the one allowing it when it came to Downing and all these other schmucks he brought in as offensive coordinator, with the exception of Arthur Smith and, whatever.
The only thing if we had Vrabel was you're not getting 11 penalties. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's the same shit, different day.
Oh, okay.
We wait a disciplined team.
The guy punted the ball down 10 inside of 5 minutes. That's all you need to know. Okay. My point being, this guy did everything possible. So I'll give credit to my dad. He's the first one to say it. The only thing you couldn't do today with this kid, the one thing is put him in obvious passing situations. With a defense like this, that, by the way, in the beginning was okay, but the one thing you couldn't do is give them the fucking answers to the test. Okay. What did I say pregame? You're going to have to confuse them. You're going to have to do things like our defense did. Do you think the offensive coordinators for Denver thought, hey, we're going to give up 4 turnovers today to the Titans? Ever. Did you think Bo Nix was going to this game thinking for probably 50 of the 60 minutes he's going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off? No. This defense overpassed all expectations and more in the thin air on the road, and this piece of fucking shit coach ruined it every chance he gets. You don't throw the ball one time with your number one overall pick in the fucking red zone, but you have him drop back
run for his life
3 times in a row from your 8. Almost giving up a safety. You stoop. You can see it on Cam's face, man. Every decision that was made, he was like, what am I doing here?
What about the muff punt when we have the ball on the 30 or the 28, whatever it was, and then we go backwards?
28 yards.
How do you do that? You know that they're going to be coming. At that point, I would take the run for the run and kick a field goal at that point to go up. I don't care.
The whole game you're screaming.
Yeah. And
you want to let the defense win the game. That's all every fucking decision you're making says, I'm only forget about number one overall pick, Cam Ward, athletic, everything we drafted him for. I'm only allowing the defense to win. But then the most obvious situation where you run 3 fucking times and take the lead, you decide to lose 30 yards, Jarrett.
They knew they were coming too.
30 yards.
Yep.
You're telling me it wouldn't – again, I know it's not going to happen. I didn't want to scream and yell during this, but I already am, and I need to stop. But
first game. We're all hot.
You know.
We all thought something else was going to be different, and obviously all 900 of you guys that are in here right now, we appreciate you guys. Think the same thing because all you are talking about Brian Callahan right now, that he's incompetent and he can't handle it. But listen, there's about 900 of you guys watching us right now, so comment whatever questions you guys got, throw it at us. You know, we're here with you guys, and if there's 900 of you now over here, hopefully there's 900 of you next week while we're live at DraftKings Sports and Social next Saturday live 7 p.m. We have Teron Davenport with us as well over there. It's going to be a great night. So once we turn this page and we're done talking about that, all you that are watching, come out and support us over at DraftKings next week. It's going to be a great night. But Sal, how do you move forward going home with your home opener now?
Yeah, it's a shame that our head
forward?
coach, took away.
Yeah,
took away our chances.
How do you
to be
move
really
forward
happy,
to?
but...
How do you move forward to? Sorry, we're going back and forth with each other, but that's what Jersey guys do. How do you move forward to the Rams now? You know, what do you think you do on offense? Because you know the Boo Birds are going to be out next week at Nissan. If that performance that they'd had at Mile High, if that performance on offense concurs now, again, back-to-back weeks, you know the Boo Birds are going to be out there. You know Nashville is going to be giving it to him. And then at that point, maybe his head's on the chopping block at that point.
I mean, they should be booing him out of the tunnel tomorrow or next week, which, of course, they're not gonna, and I don't blame them to do so. But again, like, there is no overreactions this week. There's none. Any issues you have, you're welcome to have them. Because offensively, this team didn't do a fucking thing right. Not one thing right did they do. Not one. Jarrett, you're running the. You don't want to give your number 1 overall pick quarterback a chance to throw a fucking touchdown, which we knew that. They didn't want him to throw a touchdown in the preseason. They didn't want him to throw a touchdown today. But you're going to stick with the run. But the one time that you're the guy that got you where you needed to be is out. Mm-hmm. You just let Chestnut, who has no carries, no production, just waste it down.
Yep.
It's just how many fucking first down A-gaps run was Pollard going to have in the second half?
Crazy.
Every drive we have to start with 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9.
Anything outside? Nothing.
I mean, we could have had the fucking, we could have had the Colts O-line of 5 years ago. If you're putting him in obvious passing downs, everyone's going to be single covered, and they're going to add another edge rusher, and they're going to get to him, and they're going to cause him to throw a fucking intentional grounding because one of the more elusive quarterbacks in college last year, he couldn't even get there. Every angle failed him. His center, his tackles, his guards, they were all failing miserably. And they did okay with the run block. I'll give him that. But Bill Callahan, man, I'm not saying he's not as good of a coach as everyone claims for him to be, but I have a feeling he might be leaving the office early there at St. Thomas. Jarrett, this is the 3rd year in a row now. We've been told the O-line's getting better, and it's been worse. The 3rd year in a row. Am I wrong? At least after one game. After one game,
and we know it's Denver. Denver's defense is lethal. So there could be overreaction on every single one of us that are on here. The 1,000 of us that you guys are watching. But, we owe it to ourselves, man. We're Titan fans. We had the number 1 pick. We were promised that this was going to be a firepower offense. When I was at the Super Bowl, I'm staring at it right now. When I was at the Super Bowl interviewing T. Higgins, they said, man, the wide receivers are going to eat in this offense with Brian Callahan. We haven't seen any of that yet. And the thing that bothers me, Sal, is what we went away from a couple things. The first couple drives, the tight ends were involved. Gunnar Helm, right? 2 massive catches. One got called back. Where was he? If the wide receivers are really truly locked up by Moss and Surtain, how about getting Tyler Lockett involved a little bit? How about getting the 2 tight ends, multiple sets, a seam, a post, a fade, a drag, anything, involved in the middle of the field? We barely took shots in the middle of the field at all. Everything was outside the numbers. outside of numbers to the sideline, which it's crazy to me that Cam Ward thrived in college throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Whether they were really game planning just the numbers because they were really afraid of that safety. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't even know. I'm not even going to try. But that guy was all over the field today.
Funga?
Yeah, him, Surtain, and then Moss. I mean, you gotta at least try to get creative with the tight ends.
Our defense played better. Jarett, we had 4 turnovers. We
should win a game.
Four turnovers today. Lost by 8 points. I want to know how many times a team wins the turnover battle by 3 and loses by 8 or more.
Listen,
I want to know how often that's happened in the National Football League.
That's the second time. No, the second time we lost.
The second time we lost. Well, regardless.
With the sacks too. Remember the Joe Burrow game in the playoffs?
Regardless.
Same
thing. Our only hope here, dude, our hope, because obviously he's not getting fired this week at least. It might be a historic, the earliest anyone ever's been left after a year. I think 5 games is the earliest. But regardless, the only hope is that someone removes him from the play call. I mean, again, I know it's not going to happen, but it was that bad.
You know what it is.
How does anyone in the brass not say, okay, Brinker, Borgonzi,
they may because they know that us fans are talking about it. All of us are talking about it, and we demand and we know that Cam Ward is a special guy. But listen, week 1, we'll see what happens with that. But the thing that really bothers me, about this whole thing is that I was an advocate, and I was telling you on the podcast that Brian Callahan, if he did need help, right, you needed to bring a veteran coach in to help him run plays. Nick Holes, right? He never called plays before in the NFL. He was a wide receiver coach. Okay. You can't just input. Yeah, he may know whatever, but you need guys that actually schemed up plays in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Brian Callahan was a guy that never called plays. He was just a guy that schemed plays. Zach Taylor was the one that was doing it. Okay. And Bo, the quarterback's coach, same thing. Like those are young guys in a veteran against Sean Payton and other coaches in the NFL. Of course, you may be a mastermind on there, but in the middle of the game and the game's on the line, you can't scheme up. If they're coming at you when you prepared, for something and it's not what you're thinking and you can't scheme past that, you're kind of screwed. That's why you need that veteran coach to help you out. And it's terrible. We don't have that.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of fingers at Ridley. I get it. He does have drop issues at times. The one that was probably the most important throw, it was a little high. It had a lot of fucking exit velo on it. So I'm not going to hold his feet too far to the fire. Again, Cam Ward, 28 attempts, man, for 112 yards, completing 12.
And that's bullshit numbers too, because they threw at the end of the game where they should have been really doing it in the beginning.
Yeah, it's just the amount of opportunities this team had to not only take the lead, but to put the game away and constant fail. I mean, I said it in the car, and this team made Cam Ward look no better than Will Levis, man. And that shouldn't have happened. There's no way that should ever happen because he's way better.
Guy, man. They trust Bo Nix last year. Let it rip.
He's way better, man. And we didn't even touch on the most egregious part about it. The most egregious fucking decision of the whole day. After the fumble recovery, you literally run not once, not twice, 3 times. Mm-hmm. And not only do you run it 3 times, the only way that would make 1% of sense, which it still really doesn't, but if you want to add 1% of sense to that, it only is if you're planning on going for it in 4th down, in which I think it would have been a 4th and 2 attempt. No, they kick a field goal. They play for the field goal. You want to know what doesn't help your fucking shit O-line and quarterback that can't get more than 0.8 of a second to throw? Maybe setting up a situation where they think you're going to run and then you pass. But when you run every fucking down and then you eventually stop the run, what do you think is going to happen? Pockets are going to collapse. Field goal range is going to become no more. And you're going to have 45 attempts to win a game and fuck every single one up.
I literally almost threw up when I watched that series. I'm sitting there How can you go after the
Yes,
fumble
sir.
recovery? How can you go backwards
It was a
negative
nightmare.
25 yards,
It was a
30
nightmare.
yards?
was a
It's
nightmare.
really, that's where I say it's zero discipline, zero competency right now.
Yes.
And they really need to go back to the drawing board, because coming home next week at that home opener against the Rams, you cannot pull that stunt. You need
No.
touchdowns on the board. You need fireworks, and Cam Ward has to let it rip, because
Nobody
ahead.
on this team respects this coach, Jarrett. You know that. Nobody is given more effort on an individual play for Brian Callahan. Nobody is. Nobody is. You know what team was playing for the coach his first year and still now? Houston's coach, who's I'm drawing a blank. I have no idea how they did today, regardless, but especially when he first started, you saw all of them literally like make it obvious, like, yes, we're fucking playing for you, man. Like any other coach. Or if you're not doing it that way, you have a coach that strikes the fear of God in their players. Like, I assume as good as the players as he has, but guys like, Andy Reid, guys like Sean Payton, guys that have had tremendous Mike Tomlin, guys that have had so much tremendous success in the league. These guys know their paychecks are on the line if they don't fucking produce.
Yep.
They know it.
Yep.
They know they'll be gone faster than anyone can fucking think. This guy is just, and to have a defense performance paired with this bullshit is just the worst part about it. I thought I was watching the 85 fucking Bears. Oladejo, most production he's had of any preseason game was today. He played great. Sweat looked like Warren fucking Sapp. And for what? For this guy with his fucking laminated sheet that he's writing on, shaking like he's a fucking dope head that hasn't had a crack in fucking 5 minutes. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm so over it, man.
Listen, I said I wasn't getting into it because I can't take the stress. This is my team. I'm aggravated, but I just can't. It can't ruin my week. That's why I'm on to next week, right as soon as the clock strikes 0 on this live recording, and I can't wait to go out there, party, have a great time in Nashville with everybody, you guys as well, Toronto Davenport next week. So hopefully we turn the page and we respond to go 1-1, because to start again 0-2, and if we come up with a performance like that again, it's gonna cause a lot of concerns. I think to start the season off like this, where that game was so winnable. Absolutely so winnable that you're in the red zone 2 times and you're in opponent's territory 6 times, and you come away with 12 points and you blew the 1 point.
I just said the worst part about this was what happened paired with the defensive performance. That's not the worst part about this, Jarrett. The worst part about this is that it's week 1. That's the worst part about this.
It could be the worst or the best.
So what do we honestly, as diehard fans, especially being at that stadium next week, what are we really rooting for? Are we rooting for hopefully our rookie quarterback to play so well that hopefully he can carry this team to a wild card despite having pretty much unarguably the worst play caller in football as his head coach? That's what we're rooting for? Or are we just going to root for another season to be over before Thanksgiving so we can start over, get another top 5 pick, and do this all over again? That's the worst part. What are we going to decide to root for next weekend? I don't know. I do not know yet.
Brian Callahan needs to turn it around, and it needs to, like I said, consistency. Like we were talking about with Will Levis and consistency with the quarterback position, it needs to start with the play calling. Everything needs to go smooth. Everything needs to look smooth. Nothing has looked smooth with this offense in a year and a half now at all.
We have a tight end who obviously can make plays, can catch the ball, big body. So we have a wide receiver 1. Alec Iomanner obviously is pretty fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
This might be someone we can grow old with. This guy might be a serious guy. He showed plenty of flashes already.
Yep.
And that fucking catch, no challenge with the elbow, that counts as 2 feet. Mm-hmm. But again, you could just pile on dumb decision after dumb decision. This team has plenty of opportunity to not only be good, but to compete with anyone.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how bad this guy is.
They're going to get crucified
over
in the media all week long from this performance, because anybody, if you give the stat sheet to, and they say, hey, the Titans got 4 turnovers on the Denver Broncos, they won the turnover battle 4-1, and, they were in opponent's territory, X amount of times. Without telling them the score, do you think they won the football game? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's the same shit, different thing. If you can't capitalize on stuff like that, you shouldn't be winning football games in the NFL. And that's clear. That's clearly what happened today, where I had that gut feeling that all 1,300 people right now that are listening to us, and including yourself, right? That gut feeling that you knew that we ain't winning this football game. You just knew it was coming. And you knew that long run was coming from Harvey. You knew something was going to break because it was bend don't break. You knew it was happening. And once that happened, I said
the only good throw Bo Nix had all day was that one touchdown with fucking 10 seconds to go. It really was, man. It's just like it's really, again, I'm going to keep bringing it up. The worst part about all this is making the fans decide what you want to do. Do you want to root for this fucking team to suck so we can get a new coach, or do you want to pray the quarterback can outperform the terrible coach? That is as bad of a position you can put your fan base in as possible. And they're the most important thing, my friend. Everyone knows this. You don't get asses in seats, people lose their fucking jobs, and no one's putting their ass in a seat because of Brian Callahan. Not one person. Not one single person. So I'm going to say this one time, and again, like I said, there can be no over-exaggerations today. So I'm going to say it because there's one guy without a head coaching job that I know he's dealt with personal shit. I understand he did a bad thing. You, whoever was watching, you personally, if you're a Titan fan, you're going to have to forgive him somehow, some way. But John Gruden is the only fucking guy that right now, obviously it's going to have to be next year. They're not going to hire him midseason. He's the only guy you can take now, immediately, and he will have a positive impact on your team. I don't know who's going to call the offensive plays. You would assume, unless Denard Wilson gets a head coaching job, if today's fucking play is any indication of what this defense is going to do, he is so gone next year. But we said that last year, and they took a giant shit. But he's the only guy that today, right now, you can bring in, and he has a better than 50% chance to change this on day one. Other than that, you're going to have to go. Where are you going? Because we need to talk about this already, Jarrett. Because this guy's gone. If he even makes it to the end of this year, he's gone.
Wholeheartedly understand where you're coming from. But listen, we need to play it out for a couple more. Like I said, we said with the quarterback, we're not going to say anything, about Cam Ward. Hoorah. I'm going to play a little bit more out with Brian Callahan because I want continuity. And right now, it may seem like it's not. It's a new quarterback, but it's very hard to do that now. I would love, like I said, a veteran head coach to come in here with a rookie quarterback who's done it already, a veteran head coach to help him progress. Because now Brian Callahan's still learning how to call plays in the NFL. Cam Ward's still a rookie, so that can hurt.
Jarrett, I love you to death. We're throwing continuity out the. How many fucking games has this guy got to learn how to call an offense, Jarrett?
Listen,
there's no more learning involved. He's done learning. He should have learned when he was with Burrow and all the other Hall of Fame quarterbacks. He fucking apparently, had some hand in their success. There's no more learning. This guy made Cam Ward look worse than Caleb last year against us. And that I thought would be hard to do because Caleb looked pretty fucking bad. This guy had no chance ever to succeed. And to think, just again, after we went through 17 games of this last year, that, okay, another week of preparation, adjustments, this and that, nothing's going to change, man. This guy fucking literally we drafted this guy. Dude, just fucking keep Levis. He would have gotten the surgery if he was going to be the starter. Keep Levis, draft Abdul Carter, and be shit for another fucking full year. If that was your plan,
that's not their plan. Though. You know that.
Well, what are they drafting the kid for? He threw for 20 times before the bullshit.
I can't wait. Time. I can't wait to hear the press conference because I already saw people already, all the reporters, writing down what they're going to do and what they're going to say to him because they're going to crucify him, on the shit that they did. Why did they not let Cam Ward throw the ball down the field? Why did they take the tight ends out of the game? Why did they want to run it 17,000 times? Oh, I mean, we saw something. We wanted to establish the run. Well, if you wanted to establish the run was working, to your point, again, why not go back to play action? There was no play action. There was nothing creative in that offense. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully something happens and it's a learning experience for all of them. It was a hostile environment. Denver's defense is number one in the league. I get it, all that stuff. Tough environment to play, but to come out like that, to dominate that offense and dominate the whole game, and then end up like that where you come up with nothing on offense.
Here's the $1 million question, Jarrett. Seriously, the $1 million question. What other of the 31 teams in this league lose this game with a defensive performance like that? Go through all. I'm talking about today, this week. Okay, go through all the teams that really didn't do too well. Right? Carolina, the Giants, Dolphins. In
Houston.
all reality, okay, maybe Miami really is that bad, but I have to watch all those highlights. I'm not believing that any of those teams shot themselves in the foot as badly as this one. And did so much ass backwards shit to put them in the worst position possible. It really, it's just, sometimes I hate that there's actually a fucking standard in this league, because people do so much shit all the time. Teams get away with so much. Just fucking get rid of this. Just get. Well, you
never know. So it happened once before, very recently.
I looked it up. I never after one game.
No, not after one game. No way. Yeah. I think it was after a couple, but still, I mean,
the Carolina guy who was like 4 games.
Yeah, I mean,
last year, but Frank it was his first year.
Yeah, Frank Reich. Yeah, but, I mean, either way, you got to turn the page on it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to grow. From this game. Obviously, the defense is a huge bright spot right now. The special teams looks hand over fist, a lot better than it was last year. Looks like we have a returner as well. So positive. We just got to clean some shit up, man. I mean, Cam Ward, the catches, the protection needs to happen. Who knows what happens with J.C. Latham? I don't know if he got benched or got hurt. I jumped right on here, so I really didn't.
I think he got benched, bro.
I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. So we'll talk about that, I'm sure, on Tuesday on the podcast. But Dan Moore, another one. There's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up. So I mean, well, I mean, we don't know, but you hope for that next week at the home opener that they don't show up like that, because those fans, deserving fans that have season tickets in Nashville, where we would love to have season tickets here, to come down every week. So, and we have the opportunity to come down there and spend our money, at Nissan Stadium to watch them. So, those hardworking fans want to see touchdowns, like we want to see touchdowns next week.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's going to have to, because his head's on a chopping block right now with every single one of every fan base in the whole stadium. Everybody's going to be talking about Brian Callahan's decision problems. So, and Sammy said that, the Latham has hip problems right now, so he didn't get benched.
Yeah, he's got hip problems, all right. He sure does. He's got some fucking hip problems. Because his fucking hips were moving quicker than Elvis, the way he was getting blown by.
Yeah. So either way, we turn the page. We're on to the home opener.
Yeah, we're on to the Rams. Yeah, we're on to LA.
We're on to LA now. Yeah. We are on to LA. So guys, we have what we're going. We're going Tuesdays and Fridays now. Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays live post game. Guys, again, there's 1,500 of you guys in here right
1,500 people, Pops, watching us.
1,500 people. We appreciate every single one of you guys. And like I said, if all of you are going to be in Nashville next weekend, let's pack DraftKings.
Absolutely. Please hang out with us. Yes. Share our fucking pain together, please.
Yes. Let's all talk. Let's drink our sorrows away. And hopefully we bring a nice home opener win. Next week we'll be live from DraftKings Sports and Social Saturday night.
We're going to designate 20 minutes for autographs. We've been getting a lot of requests for that. We'll have headshots for signatures, whatever you guys want.
Mr. Teron Davenport will be there as well, live with us again, 2 years in a row. So we'd like to thank Teron for coming out. So he's always awesome, especially on the podcast, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say now. Like us. So, and we're gonna ask him a lot of questions too. So
listen. If there's any small, bonus or we're going to have so much content to go over at that fucking bar next weekend. Really. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of questions to ask Mr. Davenport, and we're going to be bringing some energy at that because I'm going to make nothing's going to change next.
And we need the
Saturday.
1,500 of you guys that are going to be there, hopefully,
Absolutely
bringing the same energy too. And like I said, who knows? We may just ask questions. We point out to the audience and say, hey, you got a question for Tehran? Shoot.
Yeah, of course.
So come out and support. It's gonna be a great night.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap up for today. I unfortunately have work tonight, so that's gonna be a fun night. I'm definitely not gonna be thinking about this at all. But we're also gonna listen to this fucking ass clown's fucking press conference. His head's already. I think I see little tears dropping down his face. But we'll see how that goes. He'll make up some excuse about Cam had a stomach ache. That's why we didn't throw. Whatever the fuck. But again, guys, make sure everyone's subscribing, and we appreciate everyone joining in tonight. Even if you're here just to laugh at us, anybody in the room, we appreciate taking your time to spend with us on this unfortunate Sunday night. But we'll see you all from the 615 next week, and let's hope. I don't know. I don't know. I really have not. There's nothing to hope about right now except miracles. So let's all pray for a miracle. Maybe the spirit of Vince Lombardi will enter the brain of Brian Callahan, and something. We got to spend another 16 games rooting for him, for lack of a better term. So. Anything else, Jared, before we close out?
No, man, we got.
I know I've been fucking cutting you off a zillion times.
We've been cutting each other off all night, so that's all that matters. I mean, it's post game, it's the first game, so it is what it is. But like I said, hopefully we'll see you guys next week at the DraftKings social. We appreciate all you guys, 1,600 of you guys on here right now, so we appreciate every single one of you. So tune into our Tuesday show. Friday, we have the sick picks. I'm going to be doing a ladder challenge as well. I'm going to jump on that because you see that all over the place. I'm going to try to make some money with you guys as well. I've been pretty hot in college and in the NFL, except my bet from Friday did not win. The Giants kind of screwed me as well as the backdoor of the Jets. But listen, appreciate every single one of you guys. Can't wait to see you guys all live next week at DraftKings. And Sammy, you know the deal. Tighten up and send me out of here.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.